Good morning from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, which is right across the river from the peninsula downtown Charleston. I am at the foot of the Ravenel Bridge, which is the third largest cable suspension bridge in the Western Hemisphere. This bridge connects Mount Pleasant to, like I mentioned, downtown Charleston, goes over the Cooper River. And Charleston Peninsula is separated by the two rivers, the Cooper River, which we're going to go over, and the Ashley River. And this bridge is an amazing structure, but we're going to walk up it and just see how Charleston looks in the morning. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to turn the camera so you can see. There's a walking area and bicycling area up on this river. So good morning, how are you today? A lot of people work out here, a lot, and it's a great place. Good morning, how are you? They bicycle and they hike up the bridge, and I'm going to turn this around. You can see how there's the trail for walkers and runners, and also a trail for cyclists. And it's about just under 3 miles. It's 2.7 miles across this magnificent bridge, the Ravenel Bridge. So we're going to walk up this thing and just checking out and check out the view of downtown Charleston. You know, there's so much history in Charleston and so many cool things, but there's also a lot of unique things that was recently built. It's worth seeing if you ever come here. So we're just gonna keep going up this bridge. So okay, I tell you, this is the steep part of the bridge, but I'm gonna turn this around. You can kind of see how far this goes. And we are still in the Mount Pleasant part. I gotta be careful because cyclists either come down real fast or come up at a good pace. But what a beautiful, glorious morning it is here in the Charleston community. So we are still in the Mount Pleasant section of the bridge. Like I said, it's just almost 3 miles one way, 2.7 miles. So I'm gonna show you again where we're going. And there's some more Mount Pleasant. So let's just keep going and take this all in. Okay, we're going up. I'm gonna turn it around. No, I don't know if you can hear this traffic, but man, it's making some noise. Hope you can hear me. But again, we're coming close to the Cooper River. And like I mentioned, the Cooper River is on this side of the peninsula of Charleston. You know, they say that the Cooper River and the Ashley River, they actually form the Atlantic Ocean. I believe it. Here's the cyclist. I tell you, when they come down, they're flying. So anyway, just taking in this beautiful morning, August morning in Charleston, going over the Cooper River. How you doing? Here's a good shot of the Cooper River. And in the distance, you can see the Yorktown, which saw service in World War II, the Korean and Vietnam War. It's called the Fighting Lady. There's another shot of, there's Charleston over there. And again, we'll have a better look at it when we get up. Hope it's not too windy up here, so let's keep walking. know, sometimes people are really serious when they run. So let's just keep going up here. All right, we're still making our way up the Ravenel Bridge. Now the Ravenel Bridge, it's 8 lanes. 4 lanes heading north, 4 lanes heading south on US 17. And believe it or not, US 17 is the oldest highway in America. It's known as the King's Highway, which was started back in the late 1600s, and it was the trail, I guess, so to speak, from all the way from Charleston all the way up to Boston. Highway US 17. This is it. And as you can see, a lot of cars still go up and down a lot. Now I'm going to kind of pan. Now this is Mount Pleasant, where we just came from, which is just north of the Cooper River. And of course there's Charleston Harbor and the Charleston. So we're still making our way up this bridge. I tell you what's really amazing, what's really cool, is when they had these large container ships coming into Charleston, come under the bridge, and they go over there, if you can see that big terminal over there. You see these big container ships come under the bridge. And sometimes they're so big they got to catch it at low tide to make it under the bridge. So we're going to keep going till we get to the middle of the top of this bridge. Okay, we're getting close to the top. Let me kind of turn this camera around. You can kind of see how huge this bridge is. I'm going to move over a little bit. Isn't that something? This is a big bridge. There come a bunch of runners behind me. But we're almost to under the first structure. And there, the first structure, they have kind of a sitting area where people can stop and just take out a look at the magnificent view of Charleston. Just how beautiful this place is, and it really is. So, here comes some runners behind me and a runner in front of me. And again, we're going to kind of see the beauty of Charleston. So, how you doing? Serious runners. That's good though. Check that out. That's big. I hope you can hear me. I mean, the noise from the cars is flying by us is loud. So we're coming right here. We're at the foot of the first structure, really kind of almost in the middle part of the bridge. And that's the name of the bridge, the Arthur Ravenel Jr. Bridge. He was Congressman. Good morning, y'all. And right here, I'm going to kind of turn this around if you can just see the magnificence of Charleston. Now, way out there, that's Fort Sumter. And just to the right of Fort Sumter is James Island, and Sullivan's Fort Moultrie is over there to the left. Again, that's the Yorktown Fighting Lady. And let me kind of move around. There's downtown Charleston there. And those are, they're not container ships. They're ships that ferry cars, brand new cars, because in South Carolina we have BMW, which is in the upper part of the state, and north of Charleston you have Volvo. And this is where they bring them down on railroad cars, specially designed cars, load them on these ships, and they take them to South America, Europe, even to Asia. But look at this magnificent view of Charleston. Now the Ravenel Bridge from the very top, which is way, way up there, and isn't that something? It's 575 feet from the top of that all the way to the water. The highest place in South Carolina is in the upstate. It's called Sassafras Mountain, which is about 3,500 feet. About 6 times the size of this. So anyway, so magnificent place. Good morning, how you doing? Now I'm gonna turn the camera around a little bit. Now, it's a lot longer coming from the Charleston side, the peninsula side. If you can kind of see this, there's the other tower there, and it goes way down to peninsula there. So I'm supposed to get some rain today, but that's why I wanted to come this morning and just check this out before the rains come. So I'm going to see what else that we can find. It's really cool and unique that a lot of people don't know about here in the Charleston area. So let me see what else that we can see. And matter of fact, I'm going to kind of go on down in Mount Pleasant. I'm going to go to Sullivan's Island and just see what we can see there, what surprises we have. So I will catch you later. Greetings again from just off of Mount Pleasant. I'm in Sullivan's Island, which is, you go off the Ravenel Bridge, the bridge we walked on, and then you're in Mount Pleasant, and then across the Intercoastal Waterway, we're in Sullivan's Island. But as you know, there's so many historical places in Charleston. I mean, from pre-American Revolution, the American Revolution, pre-Civil War, the Civil War. But there's a very special place here at Fort Moultrie. It's where I am right now. Fort Moultrie is right on the edge, or the Charleston Harbor, on Sullivan's Island. Very special place, and most people don't realize why this is so special. If you ever watched or are a fan of college football, one of the most exciting pregame rituals in all of college football is a home game at Florida State University. Right before kickoff, the lights go down, and then Osceola, the fighting warrior, the Seminole chief of the Seminole Nation, comes out on a horse, rides out in the middle of the field with a torch on a spear that's lit, and he spears it into the ground, and of course the stadium goes crazy. But what a lot of people don't realize, first off, the Seminole Nation, I think, is the only nation that we've never had a peace treaty with. I think technically we're still at war with the Seminole Nation. But the leader of the Seminole Nation was a chief by the name of Osceola. And Osceola was captured during the Second Seminole Indian Wars, I think in 1835. And he was brought to Charleston, here at Fort Moultrie. A year later he died. He died, I think, what was tonsillitis. And he's buried here in Sullivan's Island, Fort Moultrie. This right here, that's his final resting place right there. Osceola died at Fort Moultrie, January 30th, 1838. Who would remember that or know that? And here's a little placard. Seminole leader, perhaps Fort Moultrie's most celebrated resident, was Osceola, a famed Seminole leader who led his people in their fight to remain in Florida rather than submit to removal to the Indian Territory, which is in Oklahoma, I believe. Osceola was given freedom of the fort while being held here January 1st, 1838 until his death from a throat infection, which they think is was tonsillitis. Also, during the Civil War, a ship out in Charleston Harbor, the Patapsco, was with 72 men on board, lost their lives. They had a mine in Charleston Harbor. But you can kind of see the old remnants here. And also, which is very fascinating with the history of Charleston, is the first time the British military lowered their flag was here in Charleston Harbor. And it was in June 1776, 1 month before they signed the Declaration of Independence. They could not defeat this fort because the fort had palmetto logs as they built up the walls for the redoubt, and the cannonballs would bounce off. So they finally gave up and lowered their flag, and that's why, one of the reasons, the palmetto tree logo is on the South Carolina flag for the palmetto tree. Here's some palmetto trees right here. Right there was the captain of the fort. He's still here, making sure the grounds look good. So, great history, unique things, unique hidden gems here all over South Carolina, but especially in the Charleston area. So, thank you for traveling with the silver-haired travelers. And as I always say, be safe, be smart, and God bless.